What's going on, everyone? Steve here from Burke Family 54 Comics. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing and talking about Absolute Batman, the Arkham special. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell your friends. So, shout out to, again, Scott Snyder, the amazing writer for Absolute Batman, for hooking me up with a early advance copy. He sent it last night. I didn't see it until today. New comic book day, Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. Let's go here. All right. So, this is going to provide even more of a backstory to the Joker and obviously Arkham Asylum, all of that. So this is essentially a journal for the most part. Most of this issue is like a journal entry by, what is his name? Amadeus Arkham, I believe is his name. Amadeus Arkham. Okay, so basically he's talking about in here um, how Arkham or Arkham Asylum started. What's going on, James? How you doing, man? And you see him talking to another person here, and they're looking at a picture. He's like, "Who is that?" And that says, that's his mom. It was a picture of him, and this is back in 1800s when the writer Amadeus Arkham, his dad was at war, and you see a person coming up to the door. They think it's the dad. It's actually a soldier to let them know that the dad had died fighting the war, even though the war had already ended. The mom, in her grief, got out a gun and shot the soldier, shot two out of the three children, and then herself, leaving just Amadeus Arkham. And he keeps wondering, why was he the only one that was spared? He went to college. He wanted to start his own place to help mentally disabled people like his mother. And he was able to reach out to the Elliott family, which is kind of an Easter egg for Thomas Elliott Hush, to secure some land to create Arkham Asylum. Now, there's obviously a lot of mentally ill people at Arkham Asylum, but actually turns out there's a lot of evil, crazy people there as well, including Jack the Ripper. If you know anything about Gotham by Gaslight, you will know who that character is. While they are talking about Arkham Asylum here, he's talking with the buyer right now, I believe. A child shows up covered in blood. Couldn't get the child to talk about what had happened. But Amadeus Arkham is like, I kind of treat him like my own child. He went with me everywhere, asking questions. He was especially, interested in Jack the Ripper, which they kind of reveal to be the Joker. Even though, I guess it's, depending on how the character is looked at in different, the comic books versus the movie and all of that, I could see that. And here the Jack the Ripper takes a boy, and before he's about to cut his throat, he lets him go, and then he gets beat pretty badly by the guards here. What's going on, Ruby G? How you doing, brother? Hope you and your family and your child are doing well. And then later they see again Jack the Ripper being pushed around Arkham Asylum, all chained up essentially. And then all of a sudden, you see that Jack the Ripper, along with a bunch of other people, had gotten out of Arkham Asylum. They had figured out a way to get out, killing a bunch of people on their way out. And it's assumed that the child was also killed or taken with them. And he is devastated. And they did not let any of the local papers know. They didn't let any local people know because that just would have scared them. And you can see all these different people that are no longer at Arkham Asylum. And he's talking to this guy some more, and you see where they escape through the wall. And he's like, wait a second, why is there two different places in the wall that look like people escape from? And the guy whispers in his ear. He's like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Later that night, Amadeus Arkham goes back down to check what he's talking about. And he goes, oh my goodness. He finds the body of Jack the Ripper inside the wall. And it turns out that the child had freed all of the inmates and killed a bunch of people, because that child ended up being Jack Grimm, who we know from Absolute Batman issue 15 is the Joker, who has been doing all sorts of crazy stuff to prolong his life from the 1800s, because this is like 1885, to become the Joker. And then you see him looking at the picture of the fire at Arkham Asylum, which we saw obviously glimpses of here, as he's looking at files of different people. Look at those files here in a minute. There is the body of Jack the Ripper with the blade in it, courtesy of the child, who is Jack Grimm, again, the Joker. As Jack Grimm, the Joker, and someone else are talking about Absolute Batman here, talking about how he was in Arkham Asylum at one point and he escaped. He's beating the crap out of people. And he's saying, you know, let me have a chance at him. And again, we don't know who this person is that's talking to Jack Grimm. And he goes, you'll get your chance, but I want to throw some of these other people at him first. And some of the other people include Clayface, Poison Ivy, which is actually here on the left. I had to look at it twice because I assumed that was Clayface. That's actually Poison Ivy. If you look at the page right here, it sucks having to do it digitally, not paper form, but I obviously ordered this book. Man-Bat as well. And there's a bunch of other, Hugo Strange, the Mad Hatter, Scarecrow as well, and a bunch of other people that he's going to throw at Absolute Batman before his assistant gets a chance at him. And who is his assistant? Deathstroke, with these cybernetic legs. And we've seen Deathstroke and the Joker before in previous issues, but this is the first time we get a full shot, the full body of Deathstroke, Slade Wilson. And when I was messaging Scott Snyder, I was like, dude, this is so much fun. I'm sure it's really fun for you to be able to have like all of these characters that you can put in a sandbox, because you know you can use them wherever you want, because they are building a brand new world with characters that they already have canon in the main universe, but they can use them however they want in this Absolute universe. It's got to be a ton of fun. Got to be a ton of fun to figure out new and interesting ways to use these characters and figure out, are they good? Are they bad? How are they different? How are they the same? All of that. And I told him, I was like, man, this is a lot of fun as a reader. This book had a lot of twists and turns as well. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Absolutely loved this story, again, by Scott Snyder. I think the art is by, let me go to the last page here. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, Scott Snyder and Frank Thierry are the writers. Joshua Hickson is the artist. So shout out to them. This is an amazing read. You guys are also going to like Absolute Batman 16. It comes out in a couple weeks. Very, very, very good stuff. It does play off of Absolute Batman. Absolute Wonder Woman 15 with the whole crossover with Absolute Wonder Woman. It's a lot of fun. You guys are going to enjoy that. I enjoyed both, but I definitely enjoyed Absolute Batman 16 more than Absolute Wonder Woman 15. And you know what I'm talking about when you guys get a chance to read it here in a couple weeks. But in terms of just this book, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. 10 out of 10. No pun intended with the absolute there for Absolute Batman Arkham, the special. So again, I'm Steve from Burke Family, 54 Comics. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about today's video. What do you guys think about Absolute Batman, the Arkham special? All that and more. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, go Cats, Cowabunga, and it's morphin' time.